Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say that a lot of fans simply want to make it happen already. Clearly, we are talking about Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and Daphne Rose, Muriel Hillary, as many viewers would like to see them as a power couple already. Carter deserves to be in a relationship that is based on true love, and who better to pair him with than the nose Daphne, right? These two can shake up the fashion industry in this fictional town of Los Angeles. Of course, B&B fans certainly had a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some even commented with, "I think she's promising. I hope they give her something meaty instead of a few lines here and there. She seems more relaxed now as an actress. Her close-ups are very effective. She's able to convey emotion in a very subtle, soft way. I'm excited about where she might be going as a character." Another critic wrote, "I'm personally not a fan of Daphne, but I think they'd be a good couple. For once, a couple on the show is taking their time to get together instead of immediately starting a relationship that feels rushed, like most of the new relationships on the show. They seem to have a lot in common and are both on the same page in life. It's sort of refreshing to see at this point." And then there was this comment as well. "I'd be fine with them getting together and staying together, but that whole thing about her being brought in as a wedge between him and Hope, the company needs to come out first." In the glitzy, unpredictable world of the bold and the beautiful, love can shift faster than a fashion line's debut. But lately, viewers can't help but notice the magnetic tension between Daphne and Carter, a pairing no one saw coming, yet one that's quickly catching fire. Could they be the next major power couple to dominate Los Angeles? Or will secrets, ambition, and old flames sabotage what might be one of the most electrifying new romances the soap has seen in years? Let's dive into a dramatic, creative look at how Daphne and Carter's story could explode into a full-fledged saga. It all started innocently enough. Daphne, the fiercely independent designer whose creative instincts have been shaking up Forrester Creations, found herself working late one evening. Frustrated by production delays and disagreements over the latest couture line, Carter Walton, the ever-loyal COO and resident legal genius, was there finalizing contracts when he overheard her venting. "Why does brilliance always have to fight bureaucracy?" she muttered under her breath, sketching with furious precision. Carter chuckled softly, leaning against the doorway. "Because brilliance usually doesn't wait for the paperwork to catch up." That comment earned him a half smile. And that was the moment something shifted. Daphne wasn't used to people understanding her drive. Most saw her as volatile, unpredictable, too ambitious. But Carter? He saw her fire and didn't flinch. Their first collaboration came days later when Carter helped negotiate a tricky deal that allowed Daphne's edgy designs to make it into the next Forrester showcase. Her gratitude came in the form of an invitation, drinks, laughter, and a surprising amount of vulnerability shared between two people who had built walls for protection, not pride. From that night on, the spark between them grew undeniable. Fans of the bold and the beautiful know that Carter's romantic track record is complicated. He's been burned, betrayed, and left questioning his own instincts in love. Quinn, Zoe, Katie, and others left scars that haven't fully healed. Daphne, on the other hand, has her own list of emotional missteps, a string of broken engagements, creative rivalries, and one particularly toxic relationship that nearly cost her career. So when they found each other, it wasn't a collision of naivete. It was recognition, two souls bruised by love but still brave enough to try again. Soon, their partnership extended beyond candlelit dinners and teasing banter. Daphne's designs began carrying the confidence of someone newly inspired, while Carter's business dealings grew bolder, as though her fire was igniting his own ambition. Ridge, ever the observant patriarch, noticed immediately. "You two are becoming quite the team," he remarked one afternoon during a board meeting. Carter offered a professional smile, just making sure creativity has the structure it needs to thrive. But Daphne didn't bother hiding her grin, and making sure structure doesn't kill creativity. The room buzzed, and so did the rumor mill. of course. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, no romance blossoms without onlookers ready to tear it apart. Brooke was the first to express concern, quietly warning Carter not to mix business with pleasure again. "I've seen this before," she cautioned. "Office romances can get complicated." Carter, calm but firm, replied, "This is different. Daphne challenges me. She doesn't need me to rescue her." Meanwhile, Steffi had her own reservations. Daphne's modern avant-garde designs had clashed with traditional Forrester aesthetics before, and her growing influence worried Steffi. Especially when Daphne began pushing for a new branch of Forrester, a daring, fashion-forward sub-brand targeting younger global markets. "She's talented," Steffi admitted to Ridge, "but she's trying to change everything too fast. And Carter's backing her. If they pull this off, they'll have more power at Forrester than you or I do." Her father raised a brow. "Then maybe it's time we remind them who built this company." The Daphne-Carter alliance soon proved more than romantic. It became strategic. Together, they launched Forrester Next, a line blending couture craftsmanship with sustainability and technology, an innovation that dazzled investors and influencers. Alike media outlets dubbed them the future of Forrester. Magazine. Covers splashed their photos beside headlines like "The designer and the executive taking fashion to the next level." Their chemistry was undeniable in interviews. Carter, always composed, would glance toward Daphne with admiration, while she spoke with passion about her designs, crediting him for helping her turn vision into reality. Behind the scenes, they were unstoppable, and blissfully unaware that their meteoric rise was making enemies. Enter Paris Buckingham. Once Carter's love interest and longtime admirer, she had quietly accepted that their romance was over. But watching him fall for Daphne, a woman who commanded attention with every breath, stirred something in Paris, a mix of envy and curiosity. "She's using him," Paris insisted to Zende. "Carter doesn't see it, but she's playing the long game. She wants control." Zende wasn't convinced. "Or maybe she just brings out the side of him you never could." That stung, and it set off a slow-burning subplot that could change everything. Paris began digging into Daphne's past, determined to prove she wasn't who she claimed to be. And what she found was explosive. Before arriving at Forrester, Daphne had worked under a high-end European label, one that collapsed under a scandal involving stolen designs and financial fraud. Though she was never charged, rumors swirled that she'd been involved. Paris discovered an incriminating email trail linking Daphne to the scandal, and when she presented it to Steffi, the CEO immediately saw an opportunity. "If this is true," Steffi said coldly, "Carter's judgment will come into question, and Forrester's reputation will be on the line." But before Steffi could act, Carter got wind of the brewing storm. In a late-night confrontation, he found Daphne sketching alone in her studio. "Tell me it's not true," he demanded, voice trembling with equal parts anger and fear. Daphne froze. "You found out," she confessed. Yes, she had worked at the company. Yes, there was a scandal. But she swore she'd been framed by a jealous ex who stole her work and pinned the blame on her. "I lost everything, Carter," she whispered. "My name, my credibility. That's why I came here. To rebuild, to prove I'm not that person." Carter believed her. But the damage was done. The revelation hit Forrester like a thunderclap. Ridge was furious that Carter had withheld information. Brooke was torn between empathy and pragmatism. And Steffi? She saw it as the perfect reason to push Daphne out.
"You brought scandal into this company," Steffi declared during an emergency meeting. "We can't risk Forrester's reputation for someone with this kind of past." But Carter refused to let Daphne be thrown under the bus. "She's innocent," he insisted. "And if he can't see the value she's brought to this company, then maybe the problem isn't her. It's that she's not a Forrester by name." It was a bold statement, one that caused audible gasps around the room. By standing with Daphne, Carter drew a line in the sand. He risked his position, his reputation, and possibly his future with Forrester. Yet in that moment, Daphne realized something powerful. Carter wasn't just a man she was falling for, he was her partner in every sense of the word. In true soap fashion, the truth came out soon after. Daphne's ex, the real culprit behind the European scandal, resurfaced, attempting to blackmail her for silence. But Carter, with his sharp legal mind and connections, orchestrated a sting operation that cleared Daphne's name once and for all. The press spun the story into a redemption arc, praising Daphne for overcoming adversity and calling her and Carter the new royal couple of fashion. Even Ridge and Steffi had to acknowledge their success. "You two make quite the pair," Ridge admitted, half proud, half wary. "Just remember, power can be addictive." Daphne smiled. "So can loyalty." But just as the storm began to settle, a new twist emerged. Carter was offered a prestigious corporate opportunity in New York. The position would mean a major step forward for his career. But it would also mean leaving Forrester, and Daphne, behind. "I can't ask you to give up everything you've built," Carter told her quietly one evening. Daphne, teary-eyed, replied, "You didn't ask. I'm offering, because I don't want a life without you." Their love was tested as they debated what kind of power couple they truly wanted to be. One rooted in ambition or one grounded in love. In the end, Daphne proposed a bold move, expanding Forrester NEXT to New York, merging their dreams into one shared empire. If the bold and the beautiful continues down this path, Daphne and Carter could evolve into something rarely seen on the show. A couple equally matched in passion, intellect, and influence. They challenge each other, protect one another, and push boundaries that others shy away from. Of course, drama will always find them. Paris isn't done scheming, and Steffi's power struggle with Daphne is far from over. Add in Ridge's protective instincts and Brooke's warnings, and you've got a recipe for a long-running storyline filled with tension, betrayal, and triumph. But one thing is clear, Daphne and Carter have undeniable chemistry, and together, they represent something new and thrilling for the bold and the beautiful. They're not just another romantic pairing. They're the future, a fusion of style, strength, and soul. And in the high-stakes world of Forrester Creations, that might just make them unstoppable. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our BOLD and Beautiful UPDATE YouTube channel for more update news.